Good morning. Today we are going to be moving a fuel barge, and what I see right here in the background is that's going to be our assist boat. Right, let's see, where is he? Right there. That's the cadet, and I am on the harbor captain today. We got a little bit of fog, but I think it's going to burn off and be actually a really beautiful day. So, let's see, behind me is the fuel barge, and we're already made up. We got sidelines on and our headline, and we're just standing by for the crew of the fuel barge to arrive, and then we're going to take it down to the South Bay alongside a ship that comes from Hawaii carrying things like personal effects, cars, cargo, you name it. So we'll take a few videos and show you what's going on. Alright, so we're at 10th Avenue Terminal in the north end, and you can see the fog is starting to burn off. There's the other fuel barge. We're not moving that one today. And there's our assist boat, the cadet, just getting ready to come in and get his lines up. And then there's downtown. And here's our barge. I'll show you what we got. We got a headline made up to the winch, so nice and tight there. And then we got a sideline, pretty typical makeup for a Mississippi style riverboat makeup. And then the other sideline's over there. I made up a little off center because that's just the way the cleats are, and this one's being used as a stern line. Off center is kind of good because I'll be able to see a little more down one side than the other. In the middle, it's a compromise. Less on one side, less on the other. In this case, it's more on one side and even less on the other. The deckhands are always important when you have limited visibility from the wheelhouse. So our deckhands will be up at the bow, just telling me what they see and helping keep me out of trouble. So it'll be a little while before we get underway. Just wanted to show you how we're made up and standing by. So there is the Jean Ann inbound from Hawaii, and they're just heading south in the channel, about to go into the bridge. So the idea is they're going to get down to 24th Street Terminal ahead of us, get all their lines up, and then they'll be standing by for us to arrive to deliver them fuel and other products. Security call San Diego, security call San Diego. It's the Tug harbor captain. Getting underway shortly from 10th Avenue Marine Terminal, bound for National City Marine Terminal, pushing a loaded fuel barge. Any concerned traffic, harbor captain MD standing by 16, working 63. Yeah, okay, go ahead and toss off lines. No particular order, just let me know when everything's clear. Cadet, I'm going to have you do the usual. You're just going to be the bow thruster up there, back it away. I don't want you to back up too much in the beginning because I think it gets a little shallow over by those rocks.
Full sign, Lima Delta, room. Over.
Okay, we're using a little more power now. We got a nice distance off.
Alright, Steve, you're just getting daylight all the way down on that Tyler J. You're clear to work back.
Great, thank you. So now we're going to do a little bit more backing.
Now I'm starting to close.
And make it back half on two, cadet.
Big two. That Tyler J.
I'm using both flankers and keeping the main rudder midship for now. As we're backing alongside this other fuel barge, we want to have a nice gap between us. We don't actually want to get too far over here to the north because this is the old Campbell shipyard and there's some shallow spots. We got a fairly deep barge. We don't want to get near
40
the
wide,
water.
that Tyler J looking good.
40 wide, thank you. So now we got a nice distance. We can straighten out our flanking rudders and
Hold 50.
just go straight back for a while. Alright, so now we're passing by this fuel barge. Still got a nice distance. I've got all the rudders midship, and we're just back about a little more than half. It's a good speed. We don't go too fast because the assist boat up there that you can just barely see right over there. If I go too fast, it's too much for him to take when he's at a 90. So now we got to get past the corner of 10th Avenue Terminal and out into the channel far enough that we can turn and head south with plenty of room on the Dole Atlantic.
55 wide up.
go. That'll steer the stern a little more to my port and away from that. And that's what we want anyway, because we're going to be doing a twist to the right to point south.
I was just playing the Tyler J. You're about 100 wide of the quay wall.
100 wide. Thank you. So looking north, we got a little bit of fog. We want to make sure nobody's coming out of the fog. South, it's clear. That's nice. So we're ahead of the fog. Okay, you can see where my end is just getting out past the end of the corner of the terminal. We're starting to get a good view to the south. There's our ship way down in the South Bay, and he's just getting into position to back down into the Sweetwater Channel. So the hope is
Another
that
40 back, your bow clears the quay wall.
Roger, that he's tied up and ready for us when we arrive. And it'll take over an hour to get down there, so I think we got good timing. Okay, so I've got the Cadet up there. That's the other boat. He's ahead half, and that's going to push the bow of this barge over to the right, to my starboard. And I'm going to have him do that until we're just about lined up to get a straight shot through the bridge. And then I'm probably going to let him go. No reason to have him dragging along while we're heading down there.
Swing looks good.
Thank you. Now we're pretty much lined up to make our way out into the center of the channel and get through the bridge. I've told the Cadet that he can let go and get clear, so he's clear now. Thank you. So as you can see, not great visibility when you're going that way. I've got a little bit to the left and a little less to the right. We've got a nice chart plotter. If we get into the fog, we do have the radar. But the most important thing is I got an experienced deckhand up on the bow, and he's going to let me know if my course is good or if I need to make corrections. Roger that. Good course. All right, we're heading south. The most important thing right now as we approach the bridge, which I can see to the right of me, I can see to the left of me, is to get between the legs that support the bridge. So, pretty sure we're going to go right through the center of the span, which is always the goal. And we're now passing under the bridge, nicely right in the middle between the two bridge legs. And then I'm going to be turning a little bit to port to get lined up on the channel bar markers.
You pick me up on this one?
And it's absolutely beautiful day.
Righto. A little less crowded.
So the bridge is behind us. Say goodbye to downtown and say goodbye to that fog bank. We're cruising along at about a little over 5 knots. There's our escort boat, the Cadet. And down the port side is National City, all the way until we get past the shipyards and then the Navy base and then 24th Street or National City Terminal, and then we're going to go up the Sweetwater Channel. All right, we're down past the Navy base. This is the last Navy pier, and up ahead is National City Marine Terminal. And we're doing a little bit of maneuvering because we have a large yacht that wants to overtake us. So he's going to overtake us up our port side. And he'll probably do that before we need to do maneuvering to get into the Sweetwater Channel. If not, we'll just slow down and let him go by.
Yeah, you got the E-Wolf coming our way. Like, take your port side.
All right, here's this beautiful yacht passing us, Calliope. And my understanding is we got a tug coming down, or coming up, and also going to get our port side. So a little activity before we have to slow down and make our turn into the Sweetwater Channel. Here's another look at him. That is a right, so now there's that
Wanna
buoy.
twist around, get the slack out of this skid.
I'm going to go ahead and go hard right on the main rudder there.
Okay, never mind.
I'm just a head easy on one engine, the port engine, and that's going to start a turn. And I'm going to set up my starboard flanking rudder so when I need to slow down and increase the twist, I can use the starboard in reverse. So I'm just watching it, kind of getting a feel for how much we're drifting down.
Another 300 ahead, get coverage on that.
300, thank you. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put this one in reverse, and that's gonna, we'll still have momentum ahead, but this is gonna really sort of speed up this twist to the right. And then the cadet's gonna be up there, and as he's getting himself turned out to a 90, he's actually gonna be pushing on the bow at the same time. So that's really gonna increase our twist, which is fine. That's what we want. And I may give it just a little more on the ahead.
All right, about 150 for coverage.
And center it up just a little. Want to get a little further south. And more in a minute. Okay, there's our buoy. There's the channel going up that way. Again, we're hard over on the main rudder, and we're hard over on the starboard flanker. And I'm about half and half with a little more on the go ahead. All right, still twisting. There's our buoy. And back there is our ship. That's where we're headed. Now we have some sternway. We've got a decent amount of clearance on this buoy. We're getting into the center of the channel. You can see the ship. You can see the markers for where it gets shallow over there. And I'm just using the flanking rudders right now. We're going to feel a little less tide current once we get inside the Sweetwater Channel. And then just there's no wind. It's flat calm. Should be a nice landing on the ship.
Or we can have a lineup.
No, I definitely want to line up because you're going to have to either pull or push. So yeah, just keep your line up and do what you got to do to stay off the shoal and parallel with me. All right, we're getting a little closer. The idea is here to have maybe 30-40 feet between us and the ship until we get closer to the position, and then we close it up to the ship and get lines across. And just like we were talking about earlier, in here, no current,
Okay,
almost no wind.
35 on the bow, a little more on your end.
Great, thanks. Cadet, go ahead and back it just a little.
Back easy.
I know once we get to this Panama up here, where we got our line in. All right, pretty flat, about 60 flat.
60 flat, that's great. Okay, we're gonna just keep closing in to about 30. So we're just starting to get a little overlap on the ship. We're gonna stop a little early so they can get a line onto that Panama chalk. And that'll be the bow line. Once I get the bow line on, we'll keep sliding back till we're in position, and then we'll get stern and spring lines up. Okay, getting closer all the time. There's those Panama chalks I was talking about. We got some angle in towards the ship. I'm gonna be ready to change that by shifting my rudder just a little, get it centered up. And we're slowing down, just going easy, stern.
Okay, about starting to close all the time. Looking good. Keep that going, Gabe. And probably another, I don't know, 100 back till we get that line up.
Roger that.
Okay, I'm just soaking right now and continuing to ease towards.
I'll stop, Gabe. About all the time, closing nice and easy.
Okay, so now I'm just ahead easy on the starboard. I got hard left rudder. That's going to close me in on this end and slow the barge down at the same time.
Perfect. Down about 30 wide. And Steve, you can check it up with some left rudder here to close your end too.
Copy. Okay, so now we're going to start closing in and slowing it down at the same
Working
time.
on the line right now.
Going out.
Head easy, you.
Nice, easy touch.
Head easy?
Yeah.
Head easy.
You're good checkup, Steve. Just working on the line. Steve will close it down.
Roger. Okay, here comes the touch.
Alright, I'll stop, Steve.
A few inches to go. I'm just going to coast here.
Okay, bow line's on. Start working back.
Bow line's on, start working back. Okay, so now I'm going to shift this rudder around and get away from the ship.
Yeah, as you work back, Steve, you can keep your end like 10 feet off.
Roger that. So the twist away from the ship,
Back half, Gabe.
and as I'm
Back
backing,
full, Gabe.
Back full.
Alright, I'll stop, Gabe. Anyway, it got tough.
Got it out.
so now we're going to start coming away from the ship. They got a bow line on, and we're going to get back
Alright,
to
Gabe,
it.
looking good. Keep working back.
And that's where spring lines are going to go. And we just got to watch. This thing's got a huge counter there. We don't want the barge going underneath that. So I have to open it way up until all lines are on. And then that bow line's
Go
going
back easy on, Gabe.
to hold the stern
Back
away
easy.
once we're in position. So now I'm just back easy on both engines. I'm still flanking away a little bit. Actually, I think I'm just going to go ahead and center the flanker up. Center the main rotor up.
Alright, Gabe, you can go. I'll stop.
I'm just backing easy on my port engine now. We're going plenty fast.
Just flipping the bow line all the time.
Thank you. That means they're putting slack in the bow line so it doesn't suddenly come tight and jerk the bow into the ship. And I'm still just back easy on my port engine. They wanted about a 10-foot gap. That's about what they got. Now I'm actually going to kind of flank the port side in a little. We're starting to get a little more than 10 feet. Copy that, about 35 back. That little sally port there is their fueling station, and you want it lined up with the crane. Got it?
Roger.
At any point, too, I'm going to try to get up a spring line here once we're a little closer on your end.
Roger. You want me to start pinching it in a little?
Alright, you're good, Gabe.
I'll stop.
Touching on the bow and the bow line's tight.
Okay, bow line's tight. I'm back easy on 2 and I'm flanking towards.
Yeah, and then Gabe, you can head easy the whole time.
Head easy.
Okay, hey, Victor says he could probably make this work. He doesn't want to come off that flat too much further.
Okay, yeah. Alright, then Steven, we're on spot. Bow line's got a little slack in it, and Gabe's ahead easy.
You want me to bring the stern towards?
Yeah, you can start bringing it a little closer all the time. I know they got to put some fender back over there, so leave a little room.
Okay. I'm starting to get some motion towards. You want me to just go all stop right here?
You got to bring it in anyways a little bit more so they get some lines up here, some spring lines.
Gotcha. Okay. Just let me know when to stop.
Roger.
So I'm just hard right rudder on the main, flanking towards the ship. So I've got a twist going, head easy and back easy. And we just got to really watch the barge from going underneath the ship right there. That's now the most important thing. That fender is for just in case.
Got a little headway going on here too.
Got it. Okay, I'm just going to check that up. Back easy too.
Perfect. Yeah, you got probably about 5 feet of slack in your bow line.
Okay, we should start seeing some sternway here.
Roger. Yep, bow line's coming tight all the time.
Make sure my sidelines are tight.
And you got good closing speed on the ship too. Looks like working out that fender.
Got it. I'm going to set up to come away from the ship if we get too close.
Bow line's tight and we're working on spring lines right now. And you got about 5 feet to the flare.
Okay, I'm just back easy on the starboard, flanking away.
Perfect.
Okay, now I'm back easy on 2 and just flanking on one side.
Roger. Yeah, they're getting both spring lines tied off right now.
Perfect, thanks. Okay, so with the bow line over tight, that's going to help keep the stern from going towards the ship.
Alright, you got a backing spring made. We're getting you a go ahead as well.
Thank you. So the spring lines will keep the barge from going forward or aft. Once they get all that done, they'll work on a stern line. That's a little harder because they're going to have to get a line all the way up there somewhere to the ship. And that'll involve the ship's crew. So all the lines are up. Stern line just made it up, and bolt tugs are all stopped. Everything's settled. It's right where they want it. So when they pump out this barge, it's going to keep getting lighter and lighter coming up. So I don't want it to put too much tension on my lines or lift the tug by the bow. So I'm going to slack my side lines all the way. And then we're going to slack the bow a little bit and just keep an eye on it. So there's the bow line. Let me zoom in a little. So I'm going to slack that bow line some, get it down to kind of where it's touching the deck, right about there. And then we just keep an eye on it, because probably I'll have to slack these lines even more. Maybe not the side lines, but probably the headline. So their next thing is this guy up here in the ship. They're going to start connecting the discharge hose for the petroleum products to go into the ship. And since we're in position, and I don't want to just keep running these engines at idle for the next few hours, I'm going to go ahead and shut down. But we have to stay pretty alert because they are actively pumping petroleum from the barge to the ship. And also the barge is going to keep getting lighter. So we just have to watch our lines and watch the barge and the ship so it doesn't get underneath the counter there. But other than that, we're on standby for a while. So we're up at the bow. You can see the bow line running from the middle of the barge, center line, way up there. That's why we had to stop and get the line over, because there's no way they could get the line over from this position. So we got the headline on, and then we slid back this distance to our position. The angle of this bow line is pinching the bow in towards the ship. So we're right up against the ship here. But that's okay, because it's got rubber fenders. And then by pinching the bow in and leaving the stern a little bit slack, it gives us some gap so we don't slide underneath. That's super important. We can't be sliding underneath. It causes some damage, and nobody wants that. So now the barge crane has got the discharge hose lifted, and they're just making sure they got all the hose laid out the right way, so when they lower it down to the Sally port for the connection, everything's set to go. All right, so they're just about to make the connection. Once they do that, they'll do some checks and then start transferring fuel. Now we're on standby mode, just waiting for the fuel to get transferred, and they got a couple other products they're going to transfer. The point of this video, I think, was to show you what it's like to move a fuel barge on a typical move in San Diego Bay. And also shout out to Andy Ekstead, who asked me to do a video where you could see how the flanking rudders work. So I tried to do a little bit of that today. But the thing with flanking rudders is you don't have to have flanking rudders to do the job we did today. A conventional tug with just regular rudders can do the job. The flanking rudders mean a little extra maneuverability and maybe using a little less power than you would normally use without them. So it's a convenience, and it's also good for wear and tear on the boat, like easing the wear and tear. But the job we did today, we could do with a conventional tug. We could also do it with a single tug made up on the hip, which means made up on the side. And that's more the old school way, but we've done that many times back in the old days. And again, that's just not as maneuverable or as convenient as a twin screw tug, but it works. Not very many people are doing that these days with single screw tugs, but there's still a few out there. What else can I show you? Behind me, if you can see that thing back there, that is a barge that comes alongside ships, and there's like a snorkel that goes up on top and connects to the exhaust, and it captures the exhaust and it scrubs all the bad emissions out of it, so that while the ship is in port, if it's on ship's power burning fuel, then it's clean and it's not affecting the environment as much. So that's kind of cool. Just point that out. It gets used quite a bit. And what else can I point out? Not much. It's a beautiful day. I think all the fog's gone up north, and we'll be here for probably 4 or 5 hours. And that's going to end the video. We don't need to do the whole trip back. I don't want this video to be forever and boring. I just wanted to give you an idea. On the way back, it's really a lot the same. Just the barge. This barge will be a lot higher, a little bit less visibility going back, maybe a little more wind because of the afternoon, but it'll probably be pretty normal transit back up the bay. So hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye.